I am your automatic lover. Who was that then, Paul? D.D. Jackson. You're quite right, sir. I'm guessing that you got it right. Right, what have I been up to? It's the start of 19 episode. I have been painting. Yes, the can has come out because the sun's out. And boy, oh boy, have I got lots done. Take a look at this. Front and rear racks. Done in acrylic primer and acrylic gloss white. But to be fair, it's not really glossy. I can't see the gloss in that. It's just like a satin, isn't it? It's more like a satin white. But I'm not going to grumble because I did the mud guards and the legs fairings and all that kind of stuff with the same colour. So it's going to look jiffy, that is. Okay, here's the under seat bracket. That's all acid etched. Where are we? Yeah, acid etched, primered and ready to go. That is literally that is satin black, wherever it's gone. It's out there. Right, I've got wheel silver left. Quality update. He's had antibiotics and he's having pain-killing injections, and his mouth is kind of here. Say hello. Yeah, he's not really himself. He doesn't want to go out for WALKIES, so I can tell he's not right. So, but he's getting better, guys. So don't panic. I think the worst is over and done with. His jaw came right up here. It was like an abscess, but it's not, because Caroline gave him a frozen chicken paw earlier, and it soon tore that to pieces. So yeah, he's on the up and up. Okay, carrying on with what I've been doing. Now, this bit of wire and loom, as you could remember, had the plastic on it, didn't it? Well, it's still got the plastic on it. It's still under there somewhere, but I found some insulation tape which is exactly the same colour. And the only reason I haven't done this piece, which is the what is it? It's the front brake switch connections, is because I have heat shrink, and I'm going to insert those into my small end, push it right up there, and then I've got to make the switch, which is there. I've got to put all that together and then heat shrink it. I couldn't get the heat shrink over this thing when it's a big square cube, so I haven't got anything bigger that will shrink down enough, you see. So that's why I've taken it apart. Luckily I did, because the contacts do need a clean. As you can see, they're a bit on the skank side. I'm getting these switches back together slowly but surely, and that varnish is just the business, isn't it? It looks really, really good. I am so pleased with that. Even the levers have been varnished, or lacquered, shall I say. That's all right. I've even lacquered me knob. Look at that. Have you ever seen such a prominent specimen as that? Okay, so that's sorted. Moving along, this is the undercarriage for the stand, which bolts to those horrible pieces on the bottom of the engine where the alloy's all cracked away. So that's been satin black, etched primered first. As you can see, it's all properly going on today. So moving along, let's move along slowly. Oh my goodness. Bet you didn't see that, did you? That is the front, or is it the rear? It might be the rear actually. The rear actuating lever. Again, everything has been etched, acid etched, and then either VHT, which is very high temperature silver, or the other silver. What did I say it was? Wheel silver. This is all acid etched, and anything to do with the engine I've done in VHT. So wherever that's gone, yeah, there it is, VHT silver, for anyone that needs to see what it is there. They're all 500ml cans, I think. Yeah, 500ml cans. I've gotten through about 6 cans already. Okay, so there's that. That is the little lever which pops up through there, the other side of there. I thought I'd just paint the end of it. Looks pretty cool. Nice and sparkly. Goody goody. These panels have come out so well. Oops. And they've had 3 coats. 3 coats of primer, acid etched. Sorry, 2 coats of primer and 3 top coats of VHT silver. So yeah, I am properly. Look at that, ladies and gents. That does look the absolute danglies. I am so happy with the way that's come out. I'm going to give that 48 hours to cure. Bearing in mind it's been sat out in the sunshine for a good hour and a half whilst I sprayed it. So that's really nasty, isn't it? But again, it's sort of inside behind the rear wheel. Oops, it goes that way. And like that, that disconnects the drive to the wheel when you pull the brake lever, so you can kickstart it without flying off down the road. Okay, so I've done the best I could there, literally without trying to source another one, which is probably going to be in worse condition than that, to be honest. And again, this has come out jolly well, and you can't really get the sheen on that. It's all VHT. It's really thick. I've even gone around that little moat there just to whatever. I'm not overly happy with the heat shield, although it looks good. There is. Can you see that sort of mottling effect? Well, that is because I'm crap at spraying. No, it's the trouble is I wanted to put some VHT lacquer on said parts, you see, and I had some VHT lacquer. It was literally 4 or 5 squirts left in the can, which is now in recycling, and it sort of reacted with the paint a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let that slide. I've had the heat gun on it to sort of cure, if you like, the silver below that before I put the lacquer on. But it has. That's the trouble when you use different brands of paints or lacquers or whatever it is, the undercoat, whatever. Sometimes they can just sort of go all crinkly, and that's horrible when that happens. But there we are. It's what it is, isn't it? Can't grumble at that. I've even painted. That is the stator backplate. So this is not even seen, but if you remember, the bottom of this, which is there, that was all black, wasn't it? And corroded, and even the screw snapped off. So I've just given that a good lick. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, I went over the primer with some 4 million grit aircraft grade paper there. So yeah, I've got this new stuff that if you crack a plastic panel or you break something, you snap some metal off. I've got this great stuff that fixes all. You just sort it out, put it on, and it fixes it. And here it is. Ready? Drum roll, please. Elastoplast. It fixes anything. Absolutely brilliant. But it hasn't fixed me stereo. Oh, I have no music, so I have no music. How can I possibly work without music? Probably better, actually, to be all fair. Because I've got more concentration going on. Right. That is taking me a flipping long time to do all those pieces. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Thing is, that VHT paint on the engine, that's not going to properly cure unless you properly oven it, or you sort of spray it on your engine, and then you ride off down the road for 4 hours whilst it cures. So I'm not sure whether to lacquer it yet or not. I don't know. I mean, it's just an engine, isn't it? At the end of the day, I might just leave it as is. Just give it a good few weeks to go off, because I have tons to do still. Absolutely flipping tons. I picked up this exhaust pipe for literally a tenner, and it was, can you remember my old one? It was literally, looked like my face. It was all mottled and so much rust on it, but this is pretty much there for all intents and purposes. You know, it's not bad at all. But as we come up the long neck, it's a lovely flange. Have you seen a better flange than that, lads? As you come up here and you're spinning it round, can you see my blue glove through that little pinhole? So I'm not quite sure what to do with that. I do have welding gear, which I've never ever used because I'm too chicken. It's an arc welder, so it'll probably blow days and weeks out of that. Is that? Oh my god, no! It's okay. It was a bit of blue glove on there. I thought it was another hole, so it is literally just. Yeah. Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to put a self tapper in there and then file the end off the other side. That's me. That's what I do. It's Bodget and Scarper, isn't it? Really? No, it's just shed man doing his thing in the shed. I'm not professional. It's just what I do. So, yeah, answers on a postcard. What I can do with that exhaust pipe, please, chaps. It does get blooming hot, doesn't it? So, you know, any ideas, please drop it below, and or private message me or whatever if you've got my number. And yeah, I could do with a bit of help on that one. I've got a few things soaking in the paraffin container tonight. Well, as from last night. What I'm going to do is white metal varnish spray. I'm going to give a bit of underside of that, a bit inconspicuous, a quick daub of that, and just see what happens. Right, what's cooking in here? I don't really want to do any more of this tonight because I do not want splashes going over there. Oh, that paraffin, that kerosene aroma. That'll put hairs on your tongue. So a quick look at that. I was trying to get off that old silver paint, but I can get some wet and dry on there, acid etch it, and then go from there. There are a few other dingly knickknacks in here. What part's that? Is that the frame? What is that? It's a pivot, isn't it? I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not sure. Oh, please. So he's back to normal. Little toad. Well, I might give that a bit of a scrub, but I'm going to take it outside on the shirt-covered wheelie bin so I don't splash it on anything important. Right, guys, that's going to be it for this first part of episode 19. Vietnam! Poor Hardcastle. Oh, what a track. Got the 12-inch of that. Can't beat a good 12-inch, ladies, can you? Spot on. Right, leave me to it. I'm just sort of chilling out now after doing all that nonsense. And I'm going to paraffin clean me thing. Hello. Hey. Say goodbye then. Mouse. Nothing. See you later, guys. Hi, team. He's here again. Hope you're all having a good bank holiday. Cheers. I'll Ribena to that. Right, quality. How you doing? Looks a bit forlorn, doesn't he? Right. Yes, it's been a while since I've posted, but I've had lots going on. Not been brilliant, but I'm through it now. But I think. Right, let's have a look. See what I have been doing in the shed. Right, let's take a look. I have been doing loads. Yeah, painting basically. That plastic piece that goes on the back of the engine that the brake lever arm sits in, that's now a nice white, and I have repaired it by stitch welding or soldering iron in it, and it's all back to piece, back together, isn't it? Yeah. So front brake hub is painted. I just need to get some Simonize acrylic lacquer. Right, I've given all this another coat. As you can see, it's all nice and shiny. The lower swing links, pivot links for the front suspension. That's all been painted, and it's now ready for the bushes, which is a pain in the frickin' arse if you ask my opinion, because I'll show you why in a minute. I'm just uncovering my nipples. Come on, son, you can do it. You've had your beans on toast. Right, let's get that tray of bits up with all the knickknacks in and put it, I don't know. Let's move that out the way and put it up here and knock that over. Put that down there. Right, basically, here's the old sleeves that come out of there. That's that one, and this little one here is the one that goes, no, sorry, beg your pardon, that goes in there, and that one goes in there. Let me just push that through there. Take the old nose plug out of there. Okay, so that then goes, it came out of there. Now they are worn, but let's put some light on. They are worn a bit, see? That's the half that's been, it's had the weight on when it's pivoting. And this new kit I bought for 25 quid that I wasn't happy about. Here's the new little and large bushes. What have I done with that? Oh, it's gone through there. Right, so there we are, little and large. Okay, let's put our little and large, our new ones, next to them. Okay, so A, that one's bigger than that one. B, that one's bigger than that one. Ah, missed. That's a larger exterior diameter to that one, and that one is taking the piss. Look how big that is compared to that. There is nothing really about this £25 suspension repair kit that is any good, really, in all fairness. Even these caps are shite, so I'm keeping the old ones, which I've sort of polished up a bit down there. So yeah, either I'll have to wang that in the freezer and hope that that will slide. You can see, can't you? That's not going to go. It's just too flipping big. And I don't want to cut a slice out of it to make it fit, because that's defeating the object, isn't it? So I'll pop them in the freezer. So yeah, enough said about that. What else have I been up to? Also, I sorted my radio out because my CD player went up to shoot. It used to be there, now it's not. Oh, there's a panel that I painted. Rear wheel, that's all painted and lovely jubbly and cleaned out. I tell you what, this paraffin is absolutely brilliant. Let me just pick that bit up. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's go. Oh, knickers, I meant to coat that in some paint. That's only got etched on it at the moment. I've painted loads of things. Look how shiny that is. It's got a coat of lacquer on it now. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Looks proper, doesn't it? Superb. You've got the two brake levers in there dangling around. Don't forget the watch. Yeah, that's had another coat. My goodness me. Why didn't I sort this out before I started filming? I don't know. Right, let's move that over there. There's that engine mount bracket. That is now painted up. That's had 3 coats. I don't really want to scratch anything there. What's under this shirt, I hear you cry? Oh, nice shiny engine panels. Groovy, baby. Yeah, so that's all. It's all done. It's literally curing as we speak. So I'm not even going to attempt to pick that up. You can see it's got a nice sheen on it. It's lovely, but I want to let that go off good 48 hours before I start fingering that lot. So yeah, so the engine basically after 48 hours will be sort of ready to go back together. Got all the bearings, got all the seals, Got the barrel and piston and everything, haven't I? So that's all good. Well, I've been doing a bit of polishing. I've had the old mirror out and the buffing wheel. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it is certainly a little bit glossy, a bit. There's those second-hand ones that I bought. There's my ones there. I was going to use these. I mean, that stitch welding, that's brilliant. That really has held up. I'm really impressed with that. But I'll do something with that when I've got nothing else to do. Yeah, the old panel's a bit glossy, a bit shiny. Look. So, I've been doing things. Next is the frame and everything. So that's to be done. Got to strip that headstock out there. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, there are thousands of little knickknacks everywhere that I've been doing. So, yeah, I'm overly happy with that. It took me time. Also, I've done some woodwork. I got a coffee table in the lounge, and it's not too big for the lounge, but the top of the table is much bigger than the base. So therefore, when you walk around the table, you catch your knees, shins, the dog does, the wife does, catches it, bruises everywhere, and because it's all pointy. But what I've done is I've chopped 2.5 inches off, or 3 inches off of each end, 10mm off of the sides with me circular saw of cutting. Where is it? Down there somewhere. And I have also had the router out, wherever the router's gone. I don't know. Where's my router? I don't know. It's under this. Yeah. I have my router out, and I've routed a beautiful circumference. Of course, I rounded off the edges, and to get the diameter of the corner, I used top off of one of these, just to like that, and then I did the router, sanded it off, put teak oil on it, and it looks beautiful. And I've also done the decking as well. I've also routed the decking. That's the trouble with the router. As soon as you get it out, look, it's beautiful. As soon as you get a router out and you start routing and stuff, you're looking around for things to router. So, oh yeah, I did a table up here as well. Let's go and have a look at the table. Taking you for a tour around the wilderness. Need to get the jet washer out. I even routed around the table. Look at that. Quality. Just, if it was wooden, it's been routed now. So, okay, right. Got some tools to put away there. It's been a flat out day, literally, and it's been so hot I've gone a bit brown. A bit sort of scarlety. Yeah, so what I've got in the paraffin at the moment are the cables. Brake cables, the throttle cable, speedo cable. I might have to fork out for a speedo cable, because although it's come up really clean and the inside, the part that rotates was all rusty and crusty, the outside isn't brilliant. So yeah, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet, I think, on that one. And I mean, I have got some tape, some insulation tape that I can put around that, but I think they're only about £6, something like that. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to buy it. Right, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Ribena. I think this is episode 19, isn't it? No, 19. Right, and then tomorrow, putting up shelves, and also starting to do this frame and that back. Well, and the tank needs dressing, doesn't it? I need to find some paint as well. But what I really want to do is I really want to get these switch gears all back together. I've got so many squilling little pieces dotted around here. They can easily get lost and stuff, so I want to get that all back together. There's the old drive gear up for the speedo. Lovely. Also managed to rescue that. So yeah, right. See you in a minute. Hello. Say, everybody, I'm better now. Yeah, he's better. Oh, hi guys. I have been absolutely flat out here in the shed. I'm feeling a bit better today, so that's good. I can crack on. Okay, where am I at? First of all, let me show you something. Do you remember what the handlebars looked like before? Now look at them. You know, you can buy chrome paint and it just doesn't look very good. Well, this chrome paint actually works. Absolutely brilliant. That is a keeper. You can't really see it at the moment because it's a bit dark. Let's get some daylight on it. Look at that. That is really impressive. That's one coat. It's spent so many hours. I've had to move my bench drill forward so I could sort of manipulate this around the wheel to get it get the rust off, because you remember it was really scabby, wasn't it? Especially around these areas and the bottom yoke area there, really was bad. So yeah, I am over the flipping moon with that. Right, I've taken hub out of wheel because I need to paint that wheel the same colour as the other wheel, which I've stripped the paint back off of. Why have I stripped the paint back off of it? Because I wasn't happy with the finish, and it wasn't anything to do with the paint. It was me. I've not been brilliant. I did what I did before with the CB250 RS. I rushed stuff. I put stuff on backwards. I wasn't really concentrating on it. I couldn't think straight. That is exactly what's happened with this wheel rim. Okay, the hub itself is fine. So this hub that I have been sanding will have that same colour paint on it, the silver wheel Simonized stuff. I'll tell you what, this Simonized paint, forget the rest, use the best. This is really good. The only thing I will say negative about it is I think I've thrown the can away. The white, you get white acrylic primer, which I used, and white acrylic gloss. It isn't gloss, okay? It's more satin. And I don't know if you remember that last video, I had this stuff. This is from Lidl's Metal Protective Varnish Spray, white. And I thought, well, it can't hurt to paint these and see what happens. Now look at that shine. That is turned that satin paintwork into gloss. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it there. It's beautiful. That looks absolutely spot on. Let's have a look on this piece. You can't really see it. Hang on. Look, it's proper. Looks like brand new. So again, I'm overjoyed with that. That's come out well. But yeah, like I say, basically the Simonized gloss white isn't gloss. It's somewhere between matte and satin, if that makes sense. Right, so like I say, this was the original wheel from the bike that I've cleaned up. This was a wheel that I purchased. So I've just literally abrased this rim. That was ready for that's right, ready for now for the black. The wheel silver, as is this pretty much. This is smooth as a baby's bottom. I undid it because initially it looked okay, but when you got up close to it, it looked really poor. What I've done is I've gone along and I've literally sanded off those rough cast edges, sort of thing, like that, and like that, so it's all nice and smooth. So when that gets a coat on it, it's going to look brilliant. This is the wheel that I originally did. Let me just pop that there and put this one out of the way. Here's one I made earlier, children. It had the etch primer, and then it had the wheel silver on it. But where that worm, the old tin worm was, it was all raised and everything. And I had gone over it roughly with sort of like a 240 paper, but now last night I spent all evening prepping it. So now that is now ready for a coat of the wheel silver, and it will look 100% brilliantly. So yeah, there we go, we've got that. Posty's been, yes, I've had to spend more money, I've had to buy more paints, I've had to buy another wheel silver, the chrome, and the clear acrylic lacquer. That is essential for all these paints. It's not essential for the chrome. It does say on the back here somewhere, do not over lacquer or use on alloy wheels. So do not put this over chrome paint, this lacquer. Don't need to. It says do not do it. So that's that. Right, Wiimoto. Before we delve into the box of parts, let me just make a bit of space here. Do you remember the cable situation? The throttle cable is a 3-piece throttle cable. It comes down from the handlebars. It goes into like a joiner, a splitter. One goes to the carburetor and the other one goes to the oil pump. Yeah, it wasn't brilliant to the point where I wasn't happy with it. Same for the speedo cable. What I was doing was I was going to heat shrink over the top of the cable to sort of seal it in, because if I show you this cable, you'll see what I mean. I think I did a bit of this on my last video. I do apologise if I did. You see all this? All these splits, and that is proper rusty in there. That's no good. And it was a bit sort of scratchy. That's the speedo cable. Here is the brake cable. You've got handlebar end, and it looks all nice now, doesn't it? But if you look closely, that is actually grey insulation tape. That there was a horrible rusty hole. I thought, well, if I cover it up and then I put oil down one end, it should be okay. But in my mind, when I pull this end out here, there is a bit of fray. Where is it? Is it that end? Sure, it's this end. I sort of flattened it a bit with my pliers, but at the end of the day, you know as well as I do, that fray isn't going to go away, is it? It was just going to get worse. So that was bugging me. It was in the back of my mind. Here are the other two pieces that go in that two-way splitter. So yeah, there we go. That's literally the throttle cable, goes down to there, and then these two connect in to there, and one goes off, like I say, to the carb, and then to the oil feed, or the other way around. So what I've basically done there, like you can see, I've cleaned it up as best I can. It's nice and free. Well, this one is. No, that's even scratched. Ah, this is the one with the fray. Can you see there? Up there, right there. That is not gonna get better by itself, is it? So what I thought, I'll heat shrink it, because I can slide the heat shrink over the ends there, which I can't do with the speedo because that's too big. And if I try the big heat shrink, it doesn't shrink down enough to do that. So I swallowed my pride last night, and I thought, you know what? You know, brake cables, stuff like that, control cables, you can't, for the sake of some money, you can't just put a plaster over it. That was no good. Anyway, so let's move on to the Wiimoto. Here's the output shaft bearing. What's in there? Oh, some lamps for something else. Oh, bubble wrap. Oh yeah. So here is the new throttle cable. There's that splitter, like that. Now I managed to find that. You can get, if you go on eBay and type in FZ50 speedo, a throttle cable, prices range from sort of £22.50 up to 36 quid. You know, from Germany and all these other weird and wonderful places. And I managed to find one at £10.99. So I thought, right, and that was Wiimoto. Thank you, Wiimoto. So I managed to get that. So that's that and that can go in the bin. I've got another cable, which was the speedo drive. I just thought to myself, well, there's no point in muck-arsing around. Okay, I've got a spare if it ever snaps, but I can't cover. That's just horrible, isn't it? And a battery, a little 6-volt, tiny square tangular battery. So I've literally only got to buy the blue paint now, and that's it. I've got literally everything else at hand. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I've been absolutely flat out when I can. Like I say, I've not been fantastical. I had a bit of the old dog grabbed hold of my heels and he took me down. So I've been off air for quite a while. I do apologise. Yeah, so where are we? Episode 19, isn't it? Right. Also, I've messaged the guy about these bushes that just don't fit. That will not go in there with any amount of hammering. I actually got my vernier gauge out and measured everything, and it's just not good. I mean, that quite clearly is the same width as that, and you know, it does the job. Okay, it's worn a little tiny bit. You know, it's just not. It's not right, is it? Plus, it won't even go anywhere near the flipping hole. And the guy messaged me back, very good of him, and he said there is another kit, but it's for the FZ50X. Guess what my bike is? The FZ50X. But he said those bearings are even bigger. So, like I say, I've took photos. I took 10 photographs with a micrometer. The vernier gauge or the digital display, and literally sent them all the pictures. And it ranges from 1mm out to sort of 3mm out, all the way around. So I'm awaiting a response from the guy to see where we can go with that. I don't want to put the old bushes back in because it's an MOT failure, I reckon, because they are a bit past it, to be fair. Right, I'm going to call it a night, I think, because I'm knackered. I'm absolutely flipping drained. I had about 2 hours sleep last night. Just could not sleep. Raw. Okay, right. Right, so it's paint the hub, same as the rear hub. Paint both the rims. Lacquer all of that. I might give that handlebar another coat of chrome. I don't know if it will ruin it or not. I might do an inconspicuous part at the bottom and see how we go from there. Then it's literally sandpaper out, and do you know what? I might even just get it on that wheel there. I've been using, actually, that is for the really stubborn rust. What I've been using to not score is these fluffy wheels. As you can see, that one's pretty rounded off, isn't it? Bless it. So I've got a spare one. That's the size it started. This is great for just stripping the paint off. Brilliant. So that's to be done. I've yet to split the forks, as I've probably said earlier. I do apologise again. Right, let me crack on. And it's good to be back. Okay, let's see how long this lasts. Right, take it easy, Jolene. Oh, goodness me, Jolene. Right, paint has gone on. Let's go and have a look at the painted gizmos. That is the rear wheel. That is the original. And that is the one that I purchased. As you can see, there's slightly different colour silvers because that is, I just painted over, basically, I keyed the original paint and I just went over that. This one, I had to take it back to metal and I've run out of acid etch, so I have no primer. So that's what it is. So there you go. This is the new hub, which came with that rim. That's the front wheel and brake drum. All goody goody. It's all waiting now for the acrylic lacquer. there on the right. That's not lacquer. That's the lacquer there. So yeah, got some Robina. That's rather nice. What else have I painted? Oh yes, oh yes. I've gone over these once again with another coat of that brilliant white varnish. It is absolutely spondicious. Does it shine up better? Yeah. That is proper glossy. Just really can't. I don't know why that's not doing that. Ka-ching, that just makes it go thingy. Right, anyway. So that's that. That's that. Now I'm doing the real fiddly stuff. In that I am trying to remember where all these little brackets go. I think that goes there. It looks a bit as if it should. This one I took all that switch apart. I think you saw it in the last video, and I've put a heat shrink on there and tried to get all the switch back together with the heat shrink there. It was a pain in the backside. And again, I threaded a short length of heat shrink down here. Obviously it wasn't in there at the time, it was just a straight piece of cable, and that's it there. I put a bit of tape around there and then heat shrunk it over the tape, so that should be nice and tidy. I think all I can do there really is put a piece of tape around there. I do have very ass sizes of heat shrink. If I had a piece grey that size, that would go over that switch, wouldn't it? And it shrink down. But these are just too dinky, I think. I was tempted to put this colour on because look, it's not far away, that is it? Make the cableage all grey. Hey, my friend Paul messaged me, or I messaged him. We all sort of messaged each other last night, and he said, "Why didn't you pop over with your engine case where the stiddly standy brackety thing goes on that's all broken?" Do you remember that? I drilled all the holes to get the pins out, and he is going to TIG weld it for me, or attempt to. And yeah, brilliant. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. I'll probably see you before this video gets aired. So, cheers. You've done a great job, mate. Okay, so that is ultra brilliant. Although I know I've painted it, but I can sort of bubble wrap 3/4 of it and just clear the paint off the area that needs to be addressed, and then I can what was it? It was the VHT silver, wasn't it? I can redo that afterwards when Paul's finished. Right, and I'm sure Paul and Lynn's going to get the old jukebox going. We're going to have a boogie around the lounge. That'll be fun, because we do like our music here on Easy Restorations. Right, okay, so that's that. Now just need to heat shrink it. Got the heat gun ready. Give it a bit of a clean the other day in my hour of madness. Like I say, it's just this switch in here. I think I've got everything back where it's supposed to be. Where's the lever gone for the indicators? There it is. That sort of where I sits in there, like kind of so. But I can't, for the life of me. All I've got left is that. Now, that I think goes. Where's my pointer? There. Just to sort of crimp that cable down in there. But I would have thought that would have been one of these type screws with a large washer, almost the size of that outer indicator lever, to go over there. There is a little copper shim. See, I don't know whether that's supposed to go in the horn assembly inside. I've just literally bunged it all back together. Yeah, I reckon that is going where the horn is. So when you press the button, the spring compresses with the copper dish, the knob side, and then that goes down and touches. No, forget that. Rewind. Ah, look what I just found. Now that looks jolly, doesn't it? So that's going to go on there. I've got 2 little screws left, one there, one there. I do fib actually. There's 2 more in there. One's rather long, but it looks like it's been an external screw because of the rust on it. Come here, little sausage. Yeah, that goes on the outside somewhere. I'll tell you what, I know what that is. Where this brake switch goes through there, that screw that goes, you know, up into there to clamp that against that, if you see what I mean. Okay, well, I'm kind of talking myself into the job of knowing what I'm doing, so do beg your pardon. Right, those 2 are the same. That is an internal screw. That looks like the other external screw, which would make 2, am I right? Yeah, 1, 2. And these screws obviously clamp the 2 pieces together. So that's that. So those screws are equal length even. Right, okay, I'm going to put myself in pause mode whilst I'll pause you guys. I'm going to fit that on there and hopefully get a little bracket in. I really am worried about that because you know what I'm like. I'll probably put it all back together and put the ignition on. Beep! Bloody horns on constantly. Right, okay, that's that. I'm almost getting to the point now where I can... Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I think I'll wrap up this episode 19 for now. And the start of episode 20 will be me in my scientist regalia. And I will be doing some nickel plating of sorts. So what I'm going to do is get literally all the nuts and bolts, the wheel axles and all the rest of it. All the trimming screws. And yeah, zinc plate them. I got a feeling it wasn't a little oh, there it is. It's still there. Good. There was a bit of a clunk last night. I thought, oh sugar, that's gone down the back of all that gubbins. Right. Oh, one last thing. I gave this chrome handlebar paint, didn't I, yesterday? I've given it another coat today, just for the hell of it. I mean, that's as near as damn it, isn't it? That is, I'll tell you, I'm really, really impressed with that. So there, right, I better start getting tidy up because the old dew's gonna form in a second. I really want the dew going all over that kind of stuff. Right, yeah. So that's the end of that one. That wraps it up. Thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, the ball's rolling again now. I'm back in gear. So yeah, that's good. Cool. Take it easy. Yeah, drop me a line for a chat if you like, and we'll have a nitty now. Right, onwards and upwards.